It's hard to pinpoint exactly when I became silence-intolerant. Almost the moment I wake up in the morning, the omnipresent voice kicks in. Like a DVD voiceover commentary, it interprets everything I see. It's forever analyzing, judging, and comparing. When I have a problem, it'll constantly ruminate on that problem. This is terrible. What's going to happen? What are people going to think when they find out? This is going to be a disaster. My inner voice is no stranger to catastrophizing and melodrama, and sometimes it's just too much. It's this perpetual voice in the back of my mind I want to escape. A voice drawn by silence. Sometimes I think silence isn't so much an enemy as a boring, box-standard default. It's vanilla. And who wants vanilla when you could have the oral equivalent of triple chocolate fudge brownie with marshmallow swirls? In our privileged, hyper-stimulated, multi-choice world, we are so used to upgrading life with bonus extras that settling for silence has begun to feel more unnatural than wearing earbuds in the swimming pool. I cannot sit down and watch an hour-long documentary about apple harvest or the pyramids of Giza. That is the truly pathological nature of it. I have to watch short clips about absolutely nothing. Almost everything I've been watching lately in the grips of my YouTube habit didn't improve my life in any way. But that's fine, that isn't the point. The point is, it's better than silence, right? I don't blink, hardly twitch. My face, lit only by the glow of my phone, shows no flicker of emotion. The video finishes and the next one begins to load. These are all cakes. The video is captioned. A video of various objects being cut open. I've sliced into a croc shoe, a pot plant, a roll of toilet paper, a pile of towels, all revealing spongy innards layered with icing. View count at the time, more than 33 million on Twitter. My only thought? The washing up must be a nightmare, before clicking on to the next video. While diving deeper and deeper into the internet wormhole, the daylight has faded across to the other side of the earth, and I'm in darkness. Lying in bed in the fetal position, as I've been for the past 3 hours straight, watching YouTube. I wasn't communicating with anyone all day. It was isolating and repetitive and hypnotic. When my battery died off, I've switched on the TV, flicking through the channels like a drone, hoping to land on something that would grip my attention for longer than the split second it took me to glean, ignore, and plow onward. Alone, I never watch anything for longer than 2 minutes. And then I saw the green light paired with a 3-digit number in the top right corner of my smartphone screen. Fantastic. The hesitant sound effect that accompanied the completion of the charging process almost seemed like an invitation from my phone to pick up where I have left off, like bait to see if I would bite. And I did. Everyone is competing for your attention. Attention is the new currency. YouTube, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook. Their algorithms are designed to figure out what makes you tick, giving you what you want with a click of a button, a scroll of a finger, or a simple swipe. They find ways to sucker you into dedicating your time to them, for nothing in return. They figure out how to exploit your addiction to their interest. Once you're in the illusion, it's hard to get out. Some poisons work slower than others. They hide in plain sight, masquerading as tools to make our lives more accessible, more comfortable, and more immediate. One day we wake up and they've wormed their way inside our minds, ossifying our imaginations, crowding our every moment. And before we know it, we can't breathe without them. I've got this, we tell ourselves, but they've got us. And when it comes to algorithms, there are no accidents. The lampshade you googled yesterday appears in your Facebook feed today, along with other soft furnishings that fit your taste. Your newsfeed is curated for your personal style, and the profile based on your online activities know you better than you know yourself. A few weeks ago, my significant other told me that the algorithm intentionally shows me unsuitable advertising in order to hide its actual accuracy. Either way, it's a system of recommendations based on previously viewed videos that appear as if by magic at the top of your screen, which means the table is always laid. If you've been watching videos about cats and ancient alien space-traveling civilizations, YouTube will show you more of where you last left off when you next click on. Even when I wiped my recommendations, the subjects my dark side needed to feed on were etched in my memory. All that was left was to type them into the search bar. I would sit entrenched, swelling my command of thoroughly useless information as YouTube gently wove its spell on me, drawing me deeper and deeper into its pixelated underworld. As one video finished, another one on a similar topic loaded, sucking me in for another 5 or 10 minutes. Half hours, became half days, and outside my window, the world whizzed on. Addiction is an ugly, murky color which you drown in, being completely at the whim of your impulses. You're no longer in control of your own decisions. You're slowly but surely becoming aware of the harmful behaviors you're undergoing that are making you unhappy. And in spite of this, you're repeating them nonetheless. Russian road traffic accidents, world's largest elephant toothpaste experiment. What if we place 8 billion people on Mars now? A gamer drank 12 energy drinks in 12 minutes. This is what happened to his organs. But just how bad is it? Spend a few hours in a busy public space and the answer quickly becomes clear. It's bad. Really bad. An anxious need to check and participate is reinforced by the next dopamine hit from our applications, addictive feedback loops, and our voracious appetites for information, redundant or not, accompanied by the gaming thumb and phone neck. When you walk into public spaces these days, there's always music playing. It seems that we want to avoid silence at all costs. At the same time, there's another part of us that feels the opposite, that is hungry for silence and quiet and thinking very hard about the same thing for maybe half an hour or more, rather than just 30 seconds, of standing and looking at the branches of a tree or listening to the birds singing. And this part of us doesn't get fed. And this thing makes itself felt in our bodies as a kind of dread deep inside of us. We don't feed the part of ourselves that needs quiet, the part of us that can live in quiet. And then the mental chatter starts again. The infinite possibilities each day holds staggers my mind. The sheer number of experiences I could have is uncountable, breathtaking, and I'm laying here refreshing my Instagram feed for the 24th time. I'm left with myself, alone in my room, in the dark, in ignorance of the life going on outside the window that I was walling myself up against. We live trapped in loops, reliving a few days over and over, and the same things each day. We respond the same way, we think the same thoughts. Each day a slight variation of the last. Every moment smoothly following the gentle curves of societal norms. We act like if we just go through today, tomorrow our dreams will come back to us. And behind my dependency is an underlying fear of living my life. That's why it rarely takes long for me to fall back asleep as I succumb to the numbing spell of consuming content. And no, I don't have all the answers. Make sure to subscribe and don't forget to hit that like button. A few days ago, something triggered this video. It was a cold Tuesday evening, and I was sitting in a restaurant celebrating a friend's birthday. Music gently buzzed away in the background. Other guests chattered. A dog occasionally yawned. A few others sat together. All of them got earphones plugged in, absorbed in their phone screens. There was just one exception, a middle-aged man alone at a table. No phone, no headphones, no laptop. Just a glass of wine and a small notepad, waiting for his dinner plate. It appeared to me at least that this man was sitting and thinking, occasionally writing down thoughts that popped into his head. What kind of sick sorcery was this? I thought. Who even does that? And more importantly, where do I sign up? The gentleman was an exception, a thinker, someone who could be alone with his thoughts, while everything else rattled on around him.